So it's an overcast day and we're into the middle of July, and I'm taking the strawberry bed and pulling them all out and repurposing this garden to grow something else. Strawberries get old. Once they're about 5-6 years old, they start making weird shaped berries. They're less productive, and it's time to pull them and do something else. And I thought I'd show a neat technique for doing that, what we're doing here. So I got my young fella, he's worked out most of the garden here with a pickaxe and some other tools, just pulling out the strawberries. We got a few left to do over here. There's all the strawberries and weeds and stuff we pulled. So now what we're doing is trench composting, right? We're just digging a trench as deep as we can get it. And then we're going to trying to keep the dirt in the garden bed. And then we're just going to put the weeds in the trench and stomp on them a little bit and put the soil back on. All right, so I'll show you this process here. We do it in sections. So I've already buried some of, not the weeds, the strawberries, right? All the strawberry crowns and stuff. So that section there, we've already buried a whole bunch there, maybe like a third of a wheelbarrow full of weeds and strawberry crowns and stuff like that. Okay, so now we're just going to do this section. So down here, this is pretty hard. This is like hard pan clay, right? There's really no point in going any deeper. Okay. Now the next step is to just tip the wheelbarrow and throw a bunch in. How much? Well, you sort of go by feel, but you want to make sure you got a good, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 inches of soil on top of these. And they should, I think the rest of this can go in the next trench. It should be the case that being buried to that extent kills them and they don't come up through the ground. At least in my experience, they won't. You just give them a good, you want to give this a good stomp so that the soil doesn't get a depression. I don't mean the soil becomes clinically depressed. I mean the soil doesn't dip down, right? Right, just grab it from the sides here. If you got little kids, it's probably fun for them to do. I don't know. Maybe it's not that fun. There we go. Now we put the soil back. It's a rake. There. Now we just bring it all back. If there's any rocks, you just bring them along first. Put them down the bottom of the hole. I mean, you can pick them out, but why bother? Just bury them. Right? Put all that stuff back in there. In a year or so, all those strawberries will be compost. It's a bit of work. So, I mean, you don't have to do this. You can just throw the strawberries in your composter, or you can throw them in a ditch, or you can throw them at your enemy. You can do whatever you want. This way, you're sort of not losing any soil, right? You're conserving the soil base of your garden. And it doesn't take that long to do. It's a bit of work, right? A bit of effort. And it's great if you got teenagers to do it for you. But there, that wasn't too hard. Now it's like there was never any strawberries there. All right, so we're going to do that for the rest of the garden. We'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, so I think that took about the better part of 2 hours, really. But the bed is all done. All the strawberry plants and weeds and everything else that we pulled is all trench mulched underneath the soil. And this bed is ready for planting. I think the plan is to put some bush beans in here because it's the middle of July. And, you know, they take about 2 months to produce fruit. So we'll get into the middle of September. Shouldn't be any frost until really, like, you know, earliest frost here usually late September, early October sort of thing. Some years we don't get frost until middle or late October, but you just never know from year to year what's going to happen. Anyway, suffice it to say, there's enough time, I think, to grow some bush beans here. It's a perfect thing to grow on a garden. I got a little bit of compost in my composter. I'm going to spread across the top and get the beans in there, and that's what we're going to do. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast at maritimegardening.com. Check out my articles at maritimegardening.substack.com. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.